Hi, this is Malay and welcome to my channel. In today's video, let's take a look at working with the date time actions in Power Automate Desktop. Working with the date and time is pretty common requirement in many implementations. So let us see how can we use it here. Let's get started. So for that, we will search for date and time. And the very first action that we will take a look at is the get current date and time. Now when you drag and drop that action, you can retrieve current date and time, or you can retrieve only the current date. So for now, let's go with the current date and time. You can retrieve the current date and time of the machine in which you are running this process with the system time zone. And it is stored into the current date and time. And I'm good with that. Click on save and click run, and let us see the current date and time getting stored into the variable. So we've got this current date and time, 27th February 9:30 p.m. Okay, let's go ahead and let me also show you, in case if you would like to retrieve any other time zone, you can specify the Windows time zone and then you can retrieve the specific time zone value. Right, so you can see all the different time zones that are listed here. For an example, if you're looking to get the CST time zone, you can select Central Time, US and Canada. If you're looking for Eastern time zone, you can go for it. So for example, if you want to retrieve the Eastern time, just select the Windows time zone as Eastern time, US and Canada. Click on save, click run, and that would give you the current time in the Eastern US and Canada, which is the 11 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so that is how you can get the specific time of the geography as well. Now let us see how do we convert this date and time that we have got into the text. So convert date time to text. Date time to convert is the current date and time that we have got. Format to use, if you keep standard, you have an option to go for a short date, which you see here as a preview. If you go for a long date, again you get the preview. If you go for a short time, you just get the short time. If you want to use full date and time, you get the date and time. And this is just a preview, but you will get the actual value stored in the formatted date time. There is also a way you can go for a custom, and if you specify the custom, then it is up to us how do we want to pass the format. So for example, I can go for dt -mm YYYY. Okay, so you can see it's 19th of May 2020, right? So you can choose your own format. If you want to go with the name of the month, you can go for MMM, which will give you 19th May 2020, right? If you just want the month name, you can go with MMM, and that gives you May. You can also go for MM, that only gives you the month. Okay, so there are different ways you can use different custom format to get the desired date time format that you're looking for. There is a documentation available on the base type custom date time and formatting strings. You can refer this article and specify your string there to retrieve the specific date time format that you are looking for. Okay, so the next action we are going to take a look at is add to date time. Now that's quite obvious. We pick up the date time, so let's go with the current date and time. And let's add, let's just 5. And what do you want to add? Do you want to add seconds, minutes, hours, days, or months? Let us go for the days, and instead of 5, let's go for 15. And the variable produced is resulted date. We are okay with that. Click on save. Instead of the US date and time, let me go with the system date and time zone. Click on save. So today is 27th of February. It's going to go and add 15 days to the current date, and it will store the result into the resulted date. So if you see the resulted date, it's the 14th of March. That's 15 days added to the current date. So that's how you can use add to date time. So the next is subtract dates. Let's go and drag that action. So from the date, from date we will keep it as a resulted date, let's say, and the subtract date is going to be the first date. And let's get the difference in days. Now we should get 15 because we had the initial date and we added the 15 days into the resulted date. So the difference we are looking at is in days. Okay, so the difference we will get and store in the time difference. Let's click on save and hit run. Let's wait for that to complete, and we can see the time difference is 15. Okay, so that is how you can calculate the difference. Let's just change it from days to hours. Click on save, click run, and the difference you will see now will be in hours. So it's going to be 360 hours of difference. So that's a simple example that helps you to understand working with the date and time actions in Power Automate Desktop. I thank you so much for watching the video.